A workflow is a series of automated actions that you can trigger to occur based on a person's behavior or contact information. So workflows go beyond a simple email marketing automation. So workflows, you can send emails, in-app messages, update contact information, or add or remove contacts from lists, and obviously also update their user details from which segmentation can occur. So let's say an existing lead in your HubSpot CRM downloads a piece of content from your site. You have the opportunity to collect more details about the user. With this data, you have opportunity to segment the user further and deliver a personalized communication. So remember that the unique identifier is the email address. So once the email address has been captured, the software then maps the user to their IP address and this email. So now at a very basic level, you can track what pages the user visits for pretty much forever. I mean, as long as the user is using the same device, you can track that person for every visit that they have on your site. And then the cool trick which you can do within HubSpot is add lead scoring to the user. So the more pages they visit, or perhaps specific product pages, the score can improve accordingly. So if the user reaches a certain score, you can move them into a warmer lead stage and treat them differently. And ideally, if you have the resources, it would be a good idea to pick up the phone and call these leads and not rely on email. And that's where the intelligence comes in for the telephone or the normal salesperson. So based on what you know about the user's history, you want to develop communication specific to their interests. And that's where the personalized email comes in. And this can be managed automatically within HubSpot or Intercom's marketing automation package. So in our case, whether they are a small business owner or a student, they each have a very specific message that they can relate to. And at WebGrowth, we have two workflows. We use MailChimp to manage this process. You can, of course, use Intercom. The activity-based workflows are very powerful. And the other is obviously HubSpot, your enterprise marketing automation platform, which is super powerful. So our first trigger is when a visitor downloads our course info pack. The other trigger is when a customer purchases our course. Both serve two totally different purposes. So let's start with the person who is moving further down the buying funnel, but is not yet a paying customer, the visitor who downloads the course info pack. The objective for this workflow is act and then, of course, convert. Within the ACT objective, we want to build trust by offering content that has value to the user. The start of this communication is the download of the course info pack. A day later, which while WebGrowth is still fresh in their minds, we send an email regarding certification. We do this because we get asked about certification a lot. So we set out to answer this question very soon in the communication process. We also use remarketing in Facebook to communicate our certification, which has worked quite successfully. From an email perspective, we then send out communication that speaks to jobs and is targeted to everyone but the business owner. We care about creating jobs, so we highlight the demand for jobs in the digital marketing industry. And this gets students and career changers very excited. And another common question is, how can WebGrowth be so affordable? So we answer this question in an email 6 days later. And as you might have noticed, we have stretched out the time periods between sends so we don't frustrate the user. So the first send was obviously the info pack, then a day later, the certification email, and then 6 days later, the affordability email. So we can also create an email that is activity-based. This is because we have integrated MailChimp into WordPress by using their plugin. Once a student has visited a specific section of the course, we can send them a congratulations email and what to expect next email. This keeps the conversation going and opens a dialogue if they ever need to ask questions as a student, a paying student. My suggestion is start segmenting your buyer type as soon as possible and answer their questions using content. This content needs to be housed somewhere, and your blog is generally the place for it. And that's why we like this word content assets, because the blog can hold these content assets. So once you have a stable of content to draw from, marketing automation becomes a lot easier to execute on. It's obviously crucial to start on a whiteboard by mapping out a workflow. But we've actually done a very simple Evernote to document the order we feel is necessary for each of our segmented audiences: the student, the digital marketer, the career changer, the business owner, or any other person. So how do you segment your customers? Good luck. Let us know if you have any questions, or please share any of your successes. We'd love to hear from you. Cheers.